Good afternoon, Cruise Control Nation, Tank here. So, a good friend of mine, you guys might know her, Ira Lopez, she sent me a message today. She said, Tank, you should do like a vlog. And I was like, oh my God, what would I say in a vlog? Then I got to thinking about it. I know I'm not super interesting, so that's cool. I'm working on it, right? But I do get asked a lot of questions. You guys have been fantastic. I like to think of you as my tank fans or cruise control fans, but I get asked a lot of questions and I don't get a chance to respond to everyone. I'm sorry, very, very sorry. But I thought today, since I'm on a drive and I have got to kill some time, that I would try to answer some of those questions for you, so that you know a little bit more about me, and yeah, so you don't have to keep asking me the same thing. You'll know, and you can share it. So here I go, Ira. I'm gonna try my vlog best to make it fun. So one of the questions I get asked all the time is, how long have you been a pro cyclist? Haha, I'm not a pro cyclist. Never was a pro cyclist. If McDo had a pro cycling team, I might have a chance, but you know, they don't, so there you go. Thank you very much. It's super, super flattering for you guys to think of me that way. I guess that means I'm doing well, and that's really cool. Of course I owe that to my CRZ family and Coach Cruz, but no, I was never a pro cyclist. I think I got my first bike when I was about 6 or 7 years old. When I was living in the States, I got to race BMX bikes for a while, also with my son, who was in the under 5 age group at that time. And so that was a lot of fun. I got into road biking much later, 2010, 2011, 2012 kind of time frame. But seriously, I got into more heavy duty road biking just as part of COVID-19, trying to break up all of the craziness, because you guys know how it was last year. You know, I think we all were getting bored, and we were tired of showing everyone what we were cooking at home. And so a lot of us started looking for things to do outside, like exercise. And so a good friend of mine named Nick, an Australian buddy of mine, he and I decided to go cycling one day, and then we did it again and again and again until, you know, we started going on these nice long rides. And I feel really blessed because we got to go to, you know, Cabiantano, Pangsanhan, Laguna, Infanta a few times, Real. Spent lots of time between Bosso Bosso and Sierra Madre, Jeriel's Peak more times than I can count, riding all over the place. And yeah, so it was, I've never been a pro, but certainly we've had lots of fun, done lots and lots of riding, and certainly a lot more to come. So thank you very much for thinking I was a pro. Again, super flattered, but not the case. Okay, so the other question I get asked kind of along those same lines is, why did you join CRZ? So I joined CRZ because I thought they were the coolest people I've ever met. No, I'm just kidding. Well, they are the coolest people I've ever met. But I was Facebook surfing at home one night, and remember I told you I was bored, right? So I'm Facebook surfing, and up pops one of Coach's videos. And I'm like watching this video, kind of like you guys have done, I'm sure. And I'm going, whoa, what just happened? Here's this guy that looks like a normal everyday. In fact, this guy was in his like late 50s, and he goes through this transformation with Coach right there in front of my eyes, doing biomechanic tuning. And I thought, man, what's this all about? So I have to be honest with you right now, because this is kind of like real talk, right? We got to be real. And I really thought about CRZ not as an option to be part of the community or any of that other stuff. It was really to beat my buddy Nick. So my buddy Nick that I was just telling you about used to beat me up all the hills. It was crazy. He has a beautiful Sabello bike, and like a lot of you, I think we sometimes think that it's not the person on the bike, it's the equipment that makes them better. And so I couldn't go get new equipment, so I thought, well, I'll go try something to make the person better, to see if that would work. And I went over and met with Coach at Celeste Cycles, where he does a lot of his biomechanic tuning down in Manila. And we had a quick little talk, and then he asked me if I had my bike and my shoes, and I went and got them. And then we started the biomechanic tuning. And I know a lot of you have seen the video because it has over 1 million views. Thank you very much. Never in my life would I have imagined that a video I was in would have like 1 million views, which is just absolutely crazy, but it's cool and it's out there. I think a lot of you watched it because you thought my head was going to pop off during the stress test. I thought my head was going to pop off during the stress test, to be honest. I think that might have been the hardest I've ever worked in my life physically, even if it was just for 10 minutes. It was just crazy. But then a few minutes later, when Coach was showing me what this was all about, I just couldn't believe the improvement. A couple days later, I got to ride in Sierra Madre, and it was just a huge improvement overall. So no regrets and everything else. And, you know, the cruise control community is really amazing. It's a special group of people, of like-minded individuals who are really all about health and wellness, nutrition, of course, cycling, triathletes, duathletes, things like that. And there's no egos. Maybe some of you have been in other teams and things like that. And a lot of you guys think that we're a team because, of course, we have the same uniforms. A lot of us ride the same bikes. Some of us are riding a lot of titanium bikes. And, of course, the Bont shoes and all that stuff. But, you know, we're not really a team. We're really that community of people. We've got people that wear rubber shoes and still ride. We've got people that are on metal bikes, aluminum bikes, titanium bikes, carbon fiber bikes, old bikes, new bikes, secondhand bikes, you name it. So it really isn't about what you ride, and it's not about what you do. I mean, in our group, we've got attorneys and doctors and pilots and moms and dads and lolos and you know, grandmas, and we've got young people. I think Sean, shout out Sean, is 13 years old, and you know, the guy, he's a little beast mode guy, and it's really cool. So there's really just big diversity. We've got people that own small businesses, people that work for big companies. I mean, you name it. So it's a really unique community that we get to be in. But nobody cares. Nobody's ever going to ask you about that kind of stuff unless you want them to know. You're not going to have to worry about that. So you see on my hashtags, I always write, you know, come ride with us. All are welcome. That's the absolute truth. There's no cost to ride with us. If you're from up north watching this, we ride out of Clark a lot. Most mornings you can find us at Clark near Aquaplanet about 6 to 6:30 in the morning. Wednesdays and Sundays we tend to ride out at Lex because it's amazing. If you have seen the videos, you know it. If you've been there, you know it. If you haven't been there, get there before it opens, because it's not going to be there forever. And it's just this pristine piece of expressway that you can not worry about cars and motorcycles, and you can just go and enjoy. So really, really amazing place. I recommend it. If you're watching this and you're from down south and you can't get up here to Central Luzon, the CRZ team in the south, kind of headed up by Master Z Rizaldi, shout out. He and his group are riding a lot in Dangrena, if you know that area, just south of Alabang. So really awesome group of people down there. Eric's down there, Jamie's down there, Ali's down there, Kenny, who's got he's got a bike shop. You guys have probably seen some of his posts. So just, again, amazing people. And that's one of my favorite parts about the cruise control community, is just how great the people are that we attract. And I know a lot of you have seen, of course I mentioned her early on, but Ira and Alu and Papa Louie have now come, and become part of our CRZ community. And as popular as they are, I think one of the things that we appreciate is they're just amazing individuals. They have big hearts. They're generous and gracious with their time. And I think that's exactly, the kind of people that we love to see come to our community. So anyway, that's a long answer for an easy question, but that's my CRZ story, and I'm sticking to it. And hopefully we'll be here for a long, long time getting to do this kind of stuff. All right, so the next thing I get asked is what kind of food do I eat here in the Philippines? This probably shouldn't surprise most of you, but I eat anything. I actually grew up with two Filipino families. So my two best friends growing up were Filipinos, so I was exposed to Filipino food a long time ago, and so that's one of the best parts about me, I guess, in that regard, is that I like all kinds of Filipino food. Nobody has to cook anything different. The question I get asked is, have you ever tried balut? Yes, I've tried balut. I don't like it after 16 days, so that's my number. I've had dinuguan, you name it. My favorite things are probably some of your favorite things. I like adobo, I like pusit, Anything seafood is fine for me. Yeah, so a good kare kare, can't beat it. So yeah, those are the easy ones for me. The other thing I get asked a lot is, do you have any children? Yes, I have 2 boys. They live in the States. They live in Colorado. So my oldest son is both a musician as well as has a regular full-time job, and he started his family. So he has a 3-year-old daughter. I have a 3-year-old granddaughter who's just the cutest thing in the world. Yes, I'm biased, and I know that. And then I have a younger son. Interesting thing, they are 3 years apart in age, but they are born on almost the exact same day, March 12th and March 13th, but 3 years apart. Pretty cool, right? So anyway, yeah, they live in the States, and they have great lives, and I'm really proud of them. They make it easy for me to be a proud dad, that's for sure. Okay, so the next thing I get asked, of course, is where are you from? I am from Hawaii, which is the best part of the United States of America. So I grew up on the main island, which is called Oahu, and where I grew up was on the west side in a place called Waianae. Now, for those of you that know anything about Hawaii, Waianae is the bomb, but it also has a bad reputation because a lot of tough people come from there, and there's been TV shows about, it's like the bad side of town and everything. And some of that's true, to be honest. Back in the day, Waianae was a pretty rough place, and still can be at times, of course. But some of the most down-to-earth, amazing people that I've ever met my entire life have been there. And everyone from my high school, my neighborhood friends, things like that, it was just unbelievable. And I feel blessed to be from that area, to have grown up there. And it's just an amazing community. And we didn't mind that a lot of people didn't want to come there because we have the best beaches by far. And then we have some really cool people. So it's really an amazing place. The high school I went to was Waianae High School. Graduated class of '89. 89 rules, yeah. West Side, and it's just really cool. And even there weren't a lot of white kids in my school, so that kind of created a level of toughness that I like to think has helped me in my life, and it's really cool. But so Waianae, Hawaii is where I'm from, and the people there are incredible. And if you ever get a chance to go, don't listen to people that tell you not to go out there. Just go out there with an open mind and open heart, and I'm sure you'll see the same aloha and love that I grew up. So a couple bonus questions that I get asked are, how old are you? I'm not old enough, so I still get to do all these fun things, and I'm going to do them as long as I possibly can. Because that's what makes life really exciting and interesting. And then the last thing I get asked is, what do you do here in the Philippines? Well, outside of cycling, which I do an enormous amount of cycling, I actually work in the energy efficiency and renewable energy business. We have a company, and have had a company now for about 6 years. 6 years. And we focus on energy efficiency for companies, and we also do renewable energy projects like solar farms, things like that. So it's great to be a part of that community because it allows us to help the world get a little bit greener, a little bit cleaner, and everything else. So I hope that was exciting and interesting for you. And if you want to leave a comment, by all means, if there's things you want to ask me that I didn't cover today, and it can be about anything. You want to ask about cycling, you want to ask about Hawaii, you want to ask about the US, CRZ, you name it, just write it into the comments or send me a direct message, and I'll be happy to do it. And then thank you again. Maraming salamat po for all of the support on the different social media channels, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok even now, and of course Facebook. You guys are always great. I really appreciate the likes and everything else, and it really is a warming thing in my heart to be able to do all of this with you. I love riding around in different places, and people already know us, and they're always eager to say hi. And for those of you that have approached us to take pictures, you're just awesome. You have no idea how cool it is to just be Tommy the Tank and have someone say, can I take your pic? I'm always honored and blessed to do that. And so don't ever be shy. We're not like that. You can always approach us. Always come and ask, to get your picture taken and all that kind of stuff. we're happy to do it. And yeah, we don't do a lot of shout outs. We'll leave the shout outs to you guys making your own videos and everything else, usually because I screw up the names, so I'm really sorry about that. But by all means, come say hello, introduce yourself. If you have your bike and you want to ride with us, jump on, have fun, and yeah, we get to hang out and do this. So again, I hope this is fun. We're gonna do it again. I don't know what we're gonna call this. I hope we can do this more often, kind of like a, I don't know if we call it a tank time or tank talk, or I don't know, something. If you have a cool name for it, put it in the comments below, and maybe the coolest name will come up with a prize for you. We've got some really cool things coming up over the next few weeks that I know is going to be like ridiculously exciting, which I'm super happy to share with you. And yeah, so we've got another Real Talk episode that's going to be coming out in the next couple days. So tune in for that. We gotta address some of the bashers and things like that have been going on, just to make sure we keep everybody honest about what goes on in life and everything else. And yeah, so that's it. I'm almost to my destination now. Thanks for keeping me company and allowing me to share this stuff with you. And we'll see you on the road. Have a blessed day. Thanks for being a big fan, and hopefully we can do more of this. Talk to you soon.